What's up, everybody? It's that time again after the Reloaded update. It's always around the 2 to 2.5 week mark that I do my top loadouts of the season or Warzone up to this point. I'm going to do it like I did last time, where I don't just have loadouts 10 through 1. I'm going to have them categorized based off of a couple different things. Last season I threw in a best solos loadout. This time I'm going to throw in something different in that spot. But with that all being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into my best loadouts for Season 5 Reloaded. Okay, and so as usual, up first we have our comeback loadout. It's been the same. It's going to stay the same, especially with Raven Software messing with all the guns TTKs and trying to slowly raise the TTK. Weapons like the Growl that were pushed out of the meta have started to become more viable, so this makes this comeback loadout better than it ever has been before. So this is definitely still the comeback loadout that I would recommend, and it's the Monolithic Suppressor, Archangel Barrel, Commando 4-grip, 60-round mag. And because the iron sights are so clean, we go with our fully loaded for our comeback. And then it's still paired with the Psychov, same Psychov as before, Monolithic Suppressor, Auto Barrel, Tac Laser, 80-round drums, and the fully loaded perk, so you have full AR and SMG ammo. And then I have the EOD, and then you could have Ghost, Tempered, whatever you'd like to use in the second perk, and obviously the first. And then the third perk, I just chose Combat Scout because you don't need amped when you're switching to a pistol, and if you don't end up picking another SMG and you just run the Psychov with this, you don't need to switch your weapons faster because it'd already be faster coming on and off of a pistol. And then I have Semtex, and then either run Heartbeat or Stuns. If you want to use this in Iron Trials, then Stims, but it's up to you. Normally I want to come back, I actually would put Stuns, just so I can pick that up when I'm picking up Ghost if I want, and I could switch out Heartbeat or Stun. Then we're moving on to the Aggressive Sniper. If you prefer the Swiss, you can put the Swiss here. The car still feels the best to me. It's still near and dear to my heart. It's still a gun I've probably sniped the most with, a second only to maybe the SPR, and it just still feels better for aggressive sniping than the Swiss. I just don't like the way the Swiss feels as much, and like I said, this just feels better to me. It's the same loadout it's always been: Monolithic Suppressor, Singard, custom 27.6-inch barrel, Tac Laser, Sniper Scope, and then your choice of either Precision Comb, so you don't have to hold your breath and it won't sway, or Sport Comb for a faster ADS. But the Tac Laser already makes the ADS so fast that I don't think the Sport Comb's worth it. It just doesn't help as much as the Precision Comb does, when the Precision Comb will keep your gun from swaying at all. And then because we're going more aggressive, I pair this with the SMG Sniper Support. If you feel more comfortable with the Milano, feel free to put the Milano in the spot, but the PPSH has the second best damage drop-off behind only the Milano, but a better time to kill, and I just think a better overall weapon. Plus the 55-round drum is nice, and if you don't mind the ADS penalty, especially because this is your secondary to your sniper, you can go 71 if you're not comfortable getting real up close and personal with your aggressive sniper. And then otherwise it's Grew Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, and instead of stock, I've been trying out doing the Bruiser Grip instead. I'm trying to play more movement-based, more aggressive-based, and I definitely like getting the overall movement speed as well as the hip-fire accuracy bonus from the Bruiser, and it's an SMG, so the sprint to fire isn't too bad. Which was the main benefit of running the Raider stock. So I have switched to Bruiser Grip. I've been starting to like it more as I get used to it. And you'll see my SMG builds follow that now instead of the stock. But feel free, put in one of your favorite stocks, or if you need a Microflex over the Bruiser, and I would keep the Tiger Team. And then I have EOD, Overkill, Amped. Like I said, I've been running Amped more lately, especially now switching from Sniper to SMG. It's a little bit slower than switching to a Psychov, and then Semtex and Heartbeat. But if you like Combat Scout, Tracker, whatever, the perks are much more flexible, I think, than the guns are. Passive Sniper, it's still the ZRG like it was last time. It has a faster ADS, better movement, and better bullet velocity than the HDR, which is the king of the passive snipers otherwise. And it's Wrap Suppressor, Combat Recon Barrel, 5mm laser sight, because that's become the Tac Laser for Cold War snipers, Bruiser Grip, and then 5-round mag. Normally here I probably would have put the Jungle Grip or the Last Grip, but because it only comes with 3 bullets stock, you go with the 5-round mag just to get the 5 bullets to bring it up to all the other snipers. And then for Sniper Support, I'm putting my new favorite AR Sniper Support, especially because this is passive. This has a better long-range TTK than the Cold War AK-47, but the AK-47 beats it out a little bit in the close range. So since this is more of a passive class, I figured this is the better pairing here. And I've been running with the Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, the Microflex LED, the Field Agent 4-grip, and the 40-round mag. Now, since you're running both a barrel and a suppressor for your Sniper Support, especially being passive, I go with Suppressor because you still get bullet velocity bonus, plus you get the ADS bonus to help compete with the SMGs, and you still get the sound suppression, and you actually get a positive sprint to fire speed. But if you go agency, you hurt your aim down sight speed, you don't get the bonus sprint to fire time, and you do get effective damage range, but it's not as important because this isn't our long range weapon. Our sniper is. And then amped because you're switching between a heavy sniper and an AR, EOD, overkill, and then Semtex, heartbeat, whatever your preferred lethals and tacticals are. Hybrid sniper, once again, this time around, is the SPR, which is probably my favorite sniper overall. It feels the best. It's what I learned to snipe on. It's got better ADS than the Tundra and better bullet velocity, and it's going to be built out as the monolithic suppressor, the SPR 26-inch barrel, the TAC laser, the Solo Zero SPR 28mm, which is the sniper scope, and the normal 5-round mag, so you get the best bullet velocity and damage range. And the SPR is only really good when you run that magazine, otherwise then it falls behind the Tundra, and the Tundra would slide into this spot for your hybrid sniper. And because the more passive sniper, we went with the EM2, which is slower to kill than the AK in the close range. And because we're not playing as aggressive as we are with the car, I didn't want to go SMG, so I went the AK here. Like I said, it's faster than the M2 close, and you can play a little more aggressive with an SPR than you can as ZRG. So I figured the AK fit well in between the SMG support and the EM2 support. And I've run it just like I did the EM2 with the suppressor and the Spetsnaz RPK barrel, which is the task force barrel for this gun, Spetsnaz grip, the 45-round mag, and the Microflex. On both the EM2 and the AK, I went with the first mag instead of the biggest mag because you need to compete with the SMG ADS, and that gets helped with the suppressor and the smaller mag. And then once again, whatever perks you like, EOD, Overkill, Amped, Semtex, and Heartbeat. And then we move on to, I said, instead of the best solo loads, I included something different this time, and because Iron Trials is very popular right now, this was in my Iron Trials video, but if you missed it, I threw this in here, because the solo loadout's going to be the same. I would still have, like, SCAR OTS. And here, if you saw my Iron Trials video, you know that's going to be the MG82, built out with the Agency Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Axial Arms 3 times, Field Agent Grip, and 125-round mag. You can't go 150, it hurts your ADS, which won't matter, so you could go 150, or I'd go 125 speed mag, too. I like the 125 mag, so it's any one of these 4 mags. I wouldn't go past this, because now you're just hurting your ADS even more. And I think the 125 is enough, and you don't hurt your ADS here. I don't think you necessarily need the speed mag, especially with the longer time to kill. You're not going to have to get right back in as quickly, and you could maybe finesse more, or pull out your Bullfrog, because the Bullfrog does have good damage range. And the only difference between this and the normal SMG build I would do for the Bullfrog is this comes with the 85-round mag because you need the more bullets for the time to kill. And that's what led me to using the MG82 because of the higher ammo capacity, as well as it's the only sub 1 full second TTK at every location on the body in Iron Trials mode. So then I pair that with the Bullfrog 2 because you can go up to the 85-round mag, which is the largest mag for an SMG, and it still has really good damage. So I just combined the two, and I went good damage range as well, and so it pairs well with an LMG. And so I figured this is the best best SMG, in my opinion, for Iron Trials. You could also go OTS if you're really good at finessing. You could go PPSH with the 71-round drum, but I found this to be the best. And it's the GRU Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, Bruiser Grip, and then a magazine, in this case the 85, just like I'm building out all of my other SMGs, except how you would build a Cold War MP5. And then, because this is Iron Trials, quick fix, because when you down someone, you go back up at that 250 health, so you almost don't even need plates when you run quick fix. And then Combat Scout, because if people run away, you can shoot through cover and continue to track them. I would also strongly consider stims for this tactical. Normally, if I'm playing Iron Trials, I have a second class that I can grab if you buy a second loadout, and that's where I get my stim and restock. If this is your only class, I would strongly consider stims, because it gives you the full 250 health. Even if you're taking damage, it doesn't stop the health regen, and so you can regen quicker, and because plates are only 150 and stim heals quicker, you actually get more HP quicker than if you try to evade and plate. So moving on to there, we have the best LMG. Despite the MG82 being the best for Iron Trials, I still feel that the Stoner is the best overall LMG. It still has the faster TTK than the RPD, it has a lot less recoil than the MG82, and it has better movement than all the Cold War LMGs. And so this, to me, is still the king of LMGs. I think we're starting to see more of an LMG meta with the MG82 and the Stoner, and I would still recommend the Stoner because it's the easiest to hit shots with of the LMGs. And we build it out as we build any AR or LMG with the agency suppressor, task force barrel, axe your arms 3 times, field agent grip, and then the mag's kind of up to you. Because this isn't for Iron Trials, this is just a general Warzone loadout, I would only go between the 120 and the fast mag, because that doesn't hurt your ADS, and I just like the faster reload. Being an LMG, the 120 actually slows down your reload on an already very slow reload, and so the fast mag gives you those 75 bullets quicker than if you're trying to reload 120 slower, and you can be a little more aggressive that way. And then I have that paired with the PPSH build again, Grew Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, Bruiser Grip, and 55 round drum. This is my favorite SMG to run with LMGs, or like I said, an aggressive sniper, because this has a really good damage drop off and a good time to kill. And with an LMG, you want the better damage drop off. This has the second highest and kills quicker than the Milano. So this is a better option than the Milano, unless you're just really, really comfortable with the Milano and not so much the PPSH. I would definitely recommend running this with an LMG. Unless you're playing Iron Trials, then I would go with the Bullfrog. And then EOD, Overkill, Amped, Semtex, Heartbeat. Switching between an LMG, especially because they nerfed the speed to bring up the Stoner in their latest update. You need the Amped so you can get that Stoner out quicker. And then we move on to the AR classes, which are my favorite classes always. I mostly run ARs. I very rarely run LMGs, and I even more rarely snipe. My high skill AR is the EM2, because the EM2, with it, even though it has a slow fire rate, it kills in only a few bullets and has very high damage per mag. It just has a slow fire rate, but the thing hits like a truck, and it's only a few shots to down people. And it's really, if you can control this gun really well, it's very hard for people to get away if you catch them in the open for even a second. It absolutely melts people even from a distance. And it's going to be the same as our Sniper Sport build, but instead of the regular suppressor, we have the agency suppressor. And then instead of the 40 round mag here, we have the 50 round. And then instead of the Microflex, we have the 3 times. So this thing, just try it. It's got a little bit of challenging recoil to control in terms of Call of Duty recoil, but nothing too brutal. Definitely controllable once you get used to it. And then I paired that with the OTS, because the OTS does take a little bit of skill, because it's a barrel stuffing SMG, especially in the last update. They nerfed the damage range again. So you definitely have to barrel stuff, and it has a small mag. It only has 40 round. You can't do a 40 round fast mag. I do the 40 round, and I just try to finesse, or I just be careful about what fights I take. You can't do the 40 round fast mag. It doesn't hurt your ADS too much. But other than that, it's Grew Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, and Bruiser Grip, just like all of the other SMG builds. And then kind of your choice of perks, EOD, Overkill, Amped, and then your choice of Lethal and Tactical. I have Semtex and Heartbeat. Then we go to the medium skill AR. So the XM4 has definitely rose back into some prominence. I think you can also slot the AK in here. I've just been feeling the XM4 better. The AK definitely could go in here because they smoothed out the AK's recoil bounce, and so it feels really smooth. But I've just been feeling better with the XM4 overall. And that's the agency suppressor, task force barrel, field agent grip, 60 round mag, and 3 times build that we always use. I have it paired with the Cold War MP5, which is still a very good SMG, still one of the best. And the only difference between this and the normal SMG builds is we run the agency suppressor, because the barrel adding damage range only adds like maybe 1 meter, and you get a much better iron sight when you use a blueprint with no barrel. So it's just not worth running the barrel. And so we still keep the Tiger Team Spotlight and the Bruiser Grip and the mag, but now we switch out the barrel for your preferred stock. You could also do the Serpent Wrap or Airborne Elastic Wrap, but SMGs have such good ADS, I think you're better off helping your ADS firing movement speed, your aim walking movement speed, and your sprint to fire time, or instead of your sprint to fire time, helping your ADS firing move speed. And then same thing, perks and lethal and tactical. Then we have the easiest AR. I know a lot of people were upset with the Krig being nerfed, and I preach this. I put out my own video of it. I put this in my last loadout video, and I'm a strong believer in the CODWZ. It had a better time to kill than the Krig before. It had even less recoil, and even though they nerfed the recoil, it still has barely any recoil, and it's like all vertical, so it's very controllable. And it's just another typical build of agent suppressor, task force barrel, field agent grip, biggest mag, and 3 times optic. I have that paired with the Tech 9, which I just recently put out a video on. I completely underrated this SMG. The only downside is you don't get fully silenced. You get position concealment, so you're still on the minimap. It's just about half the time that you'd normally be on the minimap if you had it unsuppressed. So you have the full auto repeater, and then other than that, it follows the normal build of the Task Force, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Bruiser Grip, and the largest mag. This is another gun where ammo's kind of short, so you could go the fast mag, but I prefer to keep my ADS as quick as I can while still having the 48 bullets. And then same thing with perks, lethal, and tactical. And then, once again, best overall AR, I have the Pharah. It still kills faster than the Cold War AK, the XM4, the C58, the EM2. It still kills really fast. It kills faster than QBZ, and it barely has more recoil than the QBZ. To me, it feels like it has less than the AK and the XM4, while killing faster than them. It's got better movement than any of the LMGs, and so I just think the Pharah is still the top dog when it comes to ARs and LMGs. If you're not going to snipe, I would run the Pharah more than anything. And it's the typical Grußpresser Spetsnaz RPK barrel, which is the Task Force barrel, the Spetsnaz grip, sorry, not speed grip, because that is the field agent grip, the 60-round mag, and the 3x optic. And once again, I paired that with the Bullfrog because I think the Bullfrog is the best overall SMG, and it's a slightly different build than the Iron Trials build. Instead of the 80-round mag, we have the 65-round mag, sorry, the 85-round mag. We have the 65-round mag. Just to not hurt your ADS any. You can also ditch that mag because you get 50 stock, and you could go for one of your favorite stocks. You could go for a grip. You could go for an optic. So you could drop the mag if you'd like because the 50 is enough, especially if you can finesse people in trios and quads. I prefer to just have the extra 15 because it doesn't penalize me other than reload quickness, but it reloads so quick it doesn't really matter. That being said, those are all of my best loadouts. Once again, the perks, lethal and tactical are the same. But if this video was helpful for you, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more. Down in the comments, tell me what your favorite loadout is or what you think of my loadouts. And I will have my social medias linked down below, so please feel free to visit those. But I'll see you for Dansk on Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.